Brand new episode of the Riff Rundown with my friends at Fishman. So happy to be here. We're going to be learning a really fun one today, Sister Golden Hair by America. I do want to mention today's episode is pre-recorded. I'm doing a bit of traveling this month, but this will still be a lot of fun, super interactive and enjoyable. So, Sister Golden Hair by America, a really fun song with some great rhythm, with some great bar chords. This song is a real study in bar chords. So those beginners who are still a little frightened about the bar chords, don't worry, we're going to break them down part by part, okay? And this is, again, a really fun, very melodic song to test out those bar chords on, all right? So before we get started, let me know where you're tuning in from and your favorite sing-along tune, all right? So where you're tuning in from and your favorite sing-along tune. So here we go. Here is Sister Golden Hair by America. That's a tune we're going to be going over today. Again, not too many open chords here, okay? We have that A chord and that E chord, but for the most part, lots of bar chords in this tune. Again, we are in standard tuning here today. Acoustic guitar is what I'd like you on. If you happen to have an electric, it's fine, but this is definitely an acoustic heavy tune. We're just going to be looking at the rhythm parts today. If you guys aren't familiar with the song, there's some fantastic slide playing on this song. So, but we'll be looking at the acoustic part today. So let's go ahead and look at the intro. So the chords are going to be C sharp minor, A, to E, to G sharp minor, back to C sharp minor, B to A, and then we go to E, which leads us into our verse. All right. So when I was watching them play this live, the band America, I saw that they did a midnight special, and I know those of you who've been watching the Riff Rundown for a while. It's a show that I talk about a lot on these lessons. I love the opportunity if I can see some of these bands perform the songs that I am teaching you guys today. It's always a good look into how they are putting the chords together. And for this song, what I noticed that Jerry Beckley was doing was when he went from that C sharp minor, he went to the A here versus going from the C sharp minor to the A bar chord. Both are going to sound great, but it is something I do want to mention before we really get into the lesson. All right, so I'm going to give you guys both options, because why not? Whenever I can give you guys options on chords, I like to do that. So the first chord is going to be a C sharp minor. So let's go ahead and play that first finger going across the bottom 5 strings, the A string through that high E string, okay? We want that first finger to be perpendicular with that fret. We don't want any of this with the bar chord, right? We don't want that opportunity for the finger to cross over the string or to be on a bit of an angle. We want to be as perpendicular with that fret as possible, okay? So we've got that first finger there now. That second finger, I want you placing that on the 5th fret of that B string. That note is E. Your third finger reaching up 6th fret of the D string, all right? So that note there is our G sharp, okay? Then your 4th finger placing that on the C sharp 6th fret of the G string. So you're going to strum all 5 of those strings, just like that, okay? So we've got this. landing on that upstroke. Okay. From there, we're going to go to an A major, again, played in this fashion with the second, third, and fourth finger on the second fret of the D, G, and B string respectively. So those notes in that order would be E to A to C sharp. So the breakdown there would be your 5 to your 1 to your 3. Okay, because remember the 1, 3, 5 of A major, A, C sharp, E. Okay, so we have all three of those notes there. All right, so if we're going to play it as Jerry Buckley did on Midnight Special, it's going to go something like this. And then we're going to resolve to an E major for 2 bars. Let's do that again. One more time. Okay. Now, if we want to stay true to this bar chord theme, right, you can very easily go from this C sharp minor to an A major bar chord there rooted at the 5th fret of that E string to your E major. You can do that too, but I noticed that Jerry, when he played it live in the Midnight Special, did that A chord here. All right, so I will leave both of those up to you. Okay, whichever one you prefer, they're both gonna sound great. All right, so after that, those 2 bars of E, we're gonna go to a G sharp minor. Here's how we do that. First finger, go across all 6 strings at the 4th fret. All right, so that first finger, the tip of that first finger, that's our G sharp. It's gonna be our root here today, okay? Rooted on that low E string. 3rd finger goes to the 6th fret of the A string. That is our D sharp, okay? D sharp. And then our 4th finger, placing that on the G sharp, located on the 6th fret of the D string. Go ahead and strum all the strings here. If you need a little help with that 2nd finger to push down on the 1st to get a nice clear chord, you can go ahead and do that. All right, and that strumming pattern is going to maintain. Now, lucky for us, C sharp minor is next. So notice how it's just underneath that. I'm going to do that again. See how it's just underneath? G sharp minor, C sharp minor. All right, so after that C sharp minor, we're going to go to B major, located here, tip of that 1st finger, place that on the 7th fret of the E string. That's where B lives, okay? So we have B there, 3rd finger reaching to the 9th fret of the A string. That's our F sharp, okay? The beginning of the Star Wars theme. Good way to hear your 5ths. All right, so then, little fun fact. All right, so then the your 4th finger, go ahead and place that on B 9th fret of the D string. All right, your 2nd finger, go ahead and place that on the 8th fret of the G string. There's your D sharp there. All right, and then you've got B string, 7th fret. There's your F sharp and your B. We're going to go ahead and bring this back to A major, bring everything back a whole step, A, C sharp, E, and that's our intro. All right, so I'm going to play this nice and slowly here from the top. E, G sharp minor, C sharp minor, B, A. Let's do another pass without the commentary. which now leads us to our verse. So our verse chords here, we're going to have E, we're going to have G sharp minor, we're going to have A, E major, back to G sharp minor, back to A, now F sharp minor, new one, I haven't seen this one yet. And then a quick switch from C sharp minor to G sharp minor to A. It'll sound like this. Okay, then back to F sharp minor to A to E. All right, so let's go ahead and look at that again now with a little bit more strumming and rhythm. All right, so we've got E for 2 bars, then G sharp minor 2 bars, now we're going to go back to A for 1. Now I will give you the option. You can go here like Jerry does in the tune, or you can go from your G sharp minor and go to your A here. Depends on how many bar chords you want to play today. All right, so those are your 2 options. We'll stick with the style of Jerry here. This is how I'll be playing it with that open A, and also gives your hand a little bit of a rest too. Okay, you get those nice open strings, which is always great. Then from that A chord, we're going to do another single bar of E major. Back to G sharp minor 2 bars. Then back to A, 1 bar. Now we're going to do F sharp minor here. We're going to do 1 bar of that. Here's how we play it. First finger, go across all 6 strings, okay, for guitar. Get that 3rd finger there, 4th fret of the A string, that's our C sharp. So far, we have F sharp here, we have C sharp here. We're going to add another F sharp with our 4th finger, 4th fret, the D string. Okay, so that's what we've got. Then from there, press through with that 1st finger. If you need a little help with the 2nd, that's okay. Pressing through with the 2nd fret of the G string, B string, and E string. Okay, just like that. You can do it. All right, and again with these bar chords, I know I've mentioned it before in these lessons, thumb in the middle of the neck is going to help a ton. All right, I'm hoping the camera can catch this. So let's see here. Notice the back of my, so see the neck here? See where it's starting to get a little relict from my playing? Notice, you can see where I play a lot of bar chords where my thumb has taken away some of the finish on the back of the neck. Notice how it's in the middle of the neck. All right, so I'm glad the camera was able to catch that. So thumb in the middle of the neck. It's going to make these chords much stronger. Notice if we creep our thumb up here, see the hand begin to kind of wither, right? We don't want that. We want a nice outstretched hand. We don't want a hand that's going to wither, okay? So placing that thumb in the middle of the neck is going to be crucial, all right, to your success, okay? So let's go ahead here and see. We've got that F sharp minor there, okay, with those notes in that position, all right? Now here comes that quick switch. I'll play it again for you. So chords there are going to be the C sharp minor to the G sharp minor. Notice how the switch isn't too bad. They're both rooted. See where the tip of that 1st finger? C sharp is here on the 4th fret of the A string. Then G sharp is just above it, 4th fret E string. Okay, do we see that? I'm going to do that again. C sharp minor, G sharp minor. Okay, so just like that. Now, the next chord after this is A. So again, that option is available to you. Once again, you can go from that G sharp minor to that A major, or you can go to the open there. So I'm going to play that whole verse section so far with that quick switch so you can hear the difference between the A bar chord and the open A instead. All right, so here we go. I'll play it a little slower here. Follow along if you'd like. All right, so here we go. So again, with that switch, keep in mind that all of those root notes, they're all pretty close to each other, all right? So that switch isn't as, it sounds fast, but the chords are actually quite close to one another, okay? So once we play that A chord, whether you choose to play this version or the bar chord version, completely up to you, all right? We're gonna go back to that F sharp minor for another bar, to A for another bar. And then we're gonna do E for 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna do the intro and we're gonna do the verse. Okay, so one of each. So here we go from the top. Of that E chord. Notice how with my strumming here, strumming from the elbow, nice broad, strong strums here, okay? So from there, let's go ahead and look at, so the second verse. So the second verse, guess what? Chords are exactly the same. Yes, we don't have to worry too much. However, with the ending, we get a really cool little ending. So I'm gonna blend a little bit about what, or a little part of what the electric does, and then a little part of what the acoustic does. And we're gonna blend it here. It's gonna sound like this. So this is gonna be at the very, very end of verse 2, all right? So in context, okay, and with those 2 hits at the end. So we're doing there, we're doing an E sus4, okay? So that 4th finger, I'm hammering on the 4th finger at the 2nd fret of the G string. So my 1st finger is already playing G sharp, okay? On the 1st fret of that G string, but I hammer on with the 4th finger, listen to this. So that hammer on is from G sharp to A. From there, open E string, no B string. Then you go back to the A. I'll play that again. One more time. Yeah, one more time for good luck, why not? Then give me 2 strong strums, E major, release the 4th finger. Okay, so we're strumming that first bar of E major, finish on that upstroke, okay? So I'm gonna play the second half of the verse, starting from the F sharp minor into that fast part, C sharp minor, G sharp minor to A, and then I'm gonna end with that bit of that suspended E chord. Okay, so here we go from the middle of the verse. Let's do that again from the top of the verse. Into our chorus. So our chorus is going to be B to A to E repeated, okay? And then we're going to have some really cool whole notes, diamonds, footballs, whatever you want to call them, all right? We'll go over those next. And that's the whole tune, guys. So again, if you're enjoying these lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps the cause tremendously. I also want to mention there's one more week left to pledge to my Kickstarter. We're doing a fundraiser for my debut EP. So if you'd like to pledge and be on the journey with us, I will leave the link in the video. And also too, if you want to see the cool stuff Fishman is up to, they're doing a lot of cool things. I left a link in the video description as well, so you can check out all the cool stuff I use for these lessons, like my RS Spectrum DI and Matrix Infinity pickup. You can read all about it and check it out there. So the link to all the Fishman stuff is in my video as well. So let's go ahead and look at the chorus here. So lots of bar chords. We're going to start off with B major. To A major, we are going to play this as a bar chord. When I watched him play this on Midnight especially, he did go to this bar here. And then to E major. All right, so again, with that B major here, let's talk about the notes that are in here, how to play it. First finger across all 6 strings at the 7th fret, okay? Tip of that first finger on the 7th fret is going to be your B note, okay? So then we've got our 3rd finger here, placing that on the 9th fret of the A string, that's our F sharp. 4th finger goes just below it, 9th fret of the D string, that note is B. 2nd finger rather, goes on the 8th fret of the G string, that is going to be your D sharp, okay? So there's that chord there. All right, now, we're going to bring all of this a whole step back in terms of us guitar players. That is 2 frets to get to our A major here, A, C sharp, and E, versus the B, D sharp, and F sharp that we had here in this chord. All right, so then there's that A major, and then we're going to play the friendly open chord of E major at the end of this, okay? So all those chords, those 3 chords, A, B, and D, we're going to repeat twice. Let's do it now. That again. All right, so that's going on there. If we're playing it true to time, it would sound like this. So then from there, we're going to go into these whole note hits of 3 chords. F sharp minor to E over G sharp. Sounds scary, but it's not too bad. We'll look over that in a second. And then to A major. So What we're gonna do here with this section, I watched this part on Midnight Special to the best of my eye and ear. Here's what I think that he's doing. So the F sharp minor is being played in this way. It's not playing it like a bar chord. Looks to be playing it like this. So that first finger here, place it across the second fret of the G, B, and E string, like that. So this in and of itself has all of the notes we need to make that F sharp minor. We have our F sharp here, we have our C sharp here, and we have our A, right? Our 1 flat 3 and 5. The A is the flat 3. Your third finger, we're gonna place that on the 4th fret of the D string. Those of you keeping tabs, no pun intended, that's your F sharp there. Okay, so we've got 2 F sharps. All right, so we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna do this. That's our E over G sharp. Let me show you how we got there. So this third finger here, that's our F sharp. Let's have this be our leading finger as we go to this next chord. We're gonna move this F sharp minor shape up a whole step. Your first finger should be on the 4th fret. Your third finger should be on the 6th, okay? Particularly the 6th fret of that D string, okay? That note right there is G sharp. This is gonna come in handy in a moment. Check this out. Your first finger's there on the 4th fret of the G, B, and E string, all right? So those notes there, if we were to point them out, 4th fret of the G string, that note is B, okay? 4th fret of the B string right there, okay? That's going to be our E flat for now, okay? And then your first finger, 4th fret of the E string is going to be G sharp. But watch how we turn this from a G sharp minor and into an E major. Ready? Watch this. Or an E major over G sharp, rather. Put that second finger down on the 5th fret of that B string. There's your E note. So if I were to just lift up that third finger, look at this. It's an E major triad. Hear it? And then there's our G sharp, right? There's the slash chord. There's the G sharp in the bass. It's a really clever switch. And again, these are whole notes. We call them diamonds, we call them footballs. Any of those terms will work for this. And again, notice, thumb, you can put it in the back. I noticed he had a bit of an overhang when he was playing these chords too, so totally up to you. I like to have my thumb in the middle of the neck for these when I'm playing this song. And then we go to A major. Check this out. Pretty neat, right? So that third finger is now on the 7th fret of that D string. Check it out. That's A. So there's the A, okay? First finger is across the 5th fret of the E string and B string. A, E. Second finger is going to be on the 6th fret of the G string. There's your C sharp. There's your third. So there's that bit. From there, we go to the intro, and then the song starts again. So to give it context, I'm going to go ahead and play the entire chorus, and then folks, we are done for today. Again, if you're enjoying these lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps the cause. So here we go. Then into the intro. A really, really great study of beautiful melodic chords being played as bar chords. Again, my beginners, stick with this, okay? Bar chords, they add a lot of texture and really a lot of melodic options in your playing. Open chords are great. I play them all the time, but man, is it nice to build your chordal syntax when you're playing guitar. It's really good stuff. Again, my name is Angela Petrilli. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Riff Rundown. As always, wishing you all so much success in your musical journeys. And folks, I will be back next Saturday. So everybody